you ran into your 18-year-old self and you could only say 3 words.
3 things I'll tell my 18-year-old self. Wow. This truly did not take me a long time to come up with. And I'll link some of the clips here that tells what other people are saying. But for me, it will be, it's okay to not be okay on some of those days. 2, it will be, trust your gut and your intuition. 3 will be, learn to not override your gut and your intuition. Leave me a comment. What would you say to your 18-year-old version? Let's talk about it. Like, subscribe, and share. Follow me for more videos like this, and also for videos on healing from trauma, from breakup recovery, separation, divorce. Should I stay? Should I go? Especially in the African communities, in the Ghanaian communities. Okay, bye.
3 things I wish I knew at 18 years old. Number 1, it's okay to walk away from the people, places, situations, and things that do not serve you. Number 2, the most important opinion that you must prioritize in this life is your own. And number 3, sometimes in life you win, and sometimes in life you take the L and you learn. Doesn't mean you lost the battle.
If you ran into your 18-year-old self and you could only say 3 words.
Keep on going. I would tell my 18-year-old self to keep on going. Resiliency is one of those things that you build over time, and failure only happens after you quit.
I would tell my 18-year-old self, if I could go back in time, you should lock in with your financial literacy. With that Roth IRA, time is your best friend. If you knew a little bit more about the credit card game, you would be way ahead than you are right now. Nothing's wrong with going to a CC. At the time when your friends were getting acceptance letters, you might have thought it was a mistake, but it wasn't. You literally saved thousands on education. Finally, I wish you made more time with the people around you. It's going to be a little bit harder to spend time with the people you care about. Now people got responsibilities like school, work, and their own stuff. Then make sure you have fun and put effort into your relationships. But 18 was definitely a good year.
Share advice that I have learned being the oldest of 6, or things that I've learned in 18 years. There's a strange feeling about heartbreak that is strangely addicting and almost powerful. You haven't met everyone you're supposed to meet, and that means friends, boys, everyone. You haven't met everybody yet, so relax. There is a fine line between cocky and confident. Love yourself most ardently because you're stuck with you forever, so you might as well love yourself because it is the greatest feeling in the world. Let me shut up. Trust time, it heals a lot. Don't ever let yourself be loved halfway. You deserve to be loved fully, completely. The most beautiful epic love story ever known to man. You deserve that. Talking about love, when you fall in love, let it be your greatest adventure but your safest space. You don't meet a single person by accident or for no reason. I promise you, even that stranger on the street, you met them for a reason. Sing in public, buy that expensive purse, kiss him first. We could die tomorrow, who cares? Learn to love to be alone, and you should be your own best friend, for sure. Every day is a fresh start. Know you're not falling behind, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. More people love and care about you than you think. You're not responsible for making other people happy, and that's a really big one in my book. Don't let the world make you angry. I promise you it's not worth it. And lastly, forgive others, but most importantly, forgive yourself. Okay, I love you. Bye.
Things I wish I knew before I turned 18. My 18th birthday was yesterday, so here are some girl tips I wish I knew sooner. Tip number 1 is that it's okay to not have your future all figured out just yet. When I was in high school, I would constantly stress about what I was going to study in university and what types of jobs I would want to have afterwards. But now, as a first year in university, I realized that there are so many people my age and even older that still don't have everything all figured out, and that it's okay to take some time and learn more about yourself before deciding your whole future. Number 2 is never rush into a relationship. I don't think I I personally ever really did this, but after watching some of my friends' relationships, you can kind of tell that when people rush into a relationship, it might not be the best decision for them in the long run. Tip number 3 is to always trust your gut. I can't tell you how many times I had a bad idea about a person or a situation and ended up being right. I swear girls need to listen to their gut feelings more because we have such good, strong gut feelings. My next tip is to start building healthy habits early. I started going to the gym every other day, probably in grade 11. And now 2 years later, I still have this habit, and I developed it at a time where I was a little bit less busy. Now I'm in university, I'm super busy, but I still have maintained this habit just because it's something I made a long time ago. I'm not saying you have to go to the gym every other day like me. I'm just saying if there's any habits you want to implement, you might as well implement them the earlier the better. Next, friendships evolve. You're not going to have the same friends your entire life, and that's totally okay. People change and people grow, and sometimes when you distance yourself from friends, it can be for the best. Last tip is that being busy doesn't mean you're being productive. I would have times where I would fill my schedule, do so many different things, and I wasn't being productive in each individual aspect. Sometimes if your schedule is super overwhelming, it can be hard to put the proper amount of effort into each specific thing and be productive in them. So rather than trying to accomplish a million things at once, choose a couple that you can put true effort into. I hope that helped. Bye, guys.
Shut y'all sad selves up. You're 19, you're 20, you're 21, 22. Talk about some, oh, this Valentine's Day, I don't have a lover, I don't have a this, I'm never going to find love, I'm never going to find this. Girl, shut up. You're 20. You're 20. You got so much, you have more life ahead of you than you have life behind you. You don't know what, girl, you can walk and find the love of your life tomorrow. You don't know what life can bring. Just because you don't have something now don't mean that you're not going to have it for the rest of your life. You don't know. So stop with all that. Stop with all that whining and crying and posting on your close friends. Why this, why that? Why you can never be patient? Huh? Why you can never wait? Why you can never just be happy that it's other people's times and know that your time is coming? Why you can't do that? Why you gotta turn on sad music and do this? And if somebody that you talking to ain't get you nothing, girl, stop talking to him. Stop talking to him. It's that simple. Shit.
Here's a list of things I wish I knew when I was 18. You're only about a year or a few months out of high school. Your life is just beginning. I do not care if he says it feels better for him. If you want to be protected during sex, you have every right to ask him to wear a condom. Don't let him convince you into something you don't want to do. I know everyone's telling you need to go to uni and you need to figure out what you want to do with your life, but travel the world and experience it for yourself. There's a good chance you won't be stuck in the same career for the rest of your life. You don't need to shave your legs every 3 days. He doesn't care. And if he does care, that's his problem. Don't go out expecting to get free drinks all night. If you can't afford to buy your own drinks, you shouldn't be going out in the first place. As you grow into a young woman, your body will keep changing and it's normal. If you want to date an older guy, date an older guy. But do ask yourself at one point, what does a 40-year-old want with an 18-year-old? Fuck what people think and do what you want because you get one life and one chance to live it.
So I'm currently getting ready to have dinner to celebrate my brand launch, but I also want to make a video and just talk to you guys about all the advice that I would have given my 18-year-old self. I feel like as someone who's now 22, there's so many things that I wish I would have known as like an 18-year-old girl. We're just gonna talk about that for a second and get real. So first of all, I feel like when you're 18 years old, everything feels really personal and also everything feels like it's the end of the world if one thing goes wrong. I've said this in so many videos and I stand by this, that rejection is redirection. So if you're ever stressed or feeling rejected or unwanted, I promise you it's for the better in the end. Like no joke, if I reflect on all the things that I've been rejected from or all the people I've been rejected by in my life, that in the moment I was like, this is awful, it always panned out for me in the end. I would also tell my 18-year-old self to trust the process, okay? At 18 years old, you're not supposed to know what you're doing with your life. You're not supposed to know where you're going. You're not even supposed to know that at 22, honestly. There were so many times when I was like 18 years old that I thought I was like behind in life or academics or plans, and I wish I would have just told myself to slow down and enjoy and have fun. I also wish I could tell my 18-year-old self just to have fun with friends and to not worry about boys. Whatever boy you're with at 18 is definitely not going to be your husband unless you're a 1 in a million type of love. I would also go back and tell my 18-year-old self not to be so concerned with fitting in. Honestly, when I was 18, I feel like all I wanted was to be like everybody else, and now all I want is to be my own person. It's so much cooler to be your own person and have your own opinions and have your own personality rather than just go with what is cool or trendy at the time with the crowd. I feel like if you spend your whole life trying to keep up or mold yourself to what other people are doing, you'll eventually lose yourself. I think having an authentic personality is one of the most important things in life, because if you're authentic to yourself, then you're truly irreplaceable because there's no one like you. I'd also tell my 18-year-old self to stop being in a rush to grow up. I feel like when I was 18, I wanted so badly to be in my 20s. Something else that I think my 18-year-old self, or just 18-year-old girls in general, need to hear is wear what you want. Wear what makes you happy. You don't have to wear what's cool or what's trendy. Wear the colors you like and the stuff you like, and who cares what anyone has to say? At least you're being authentic to yourself. I also would tell my 18-year-old self to be more patient with your parents. Honestly, in reality, adults are just big teenagers. And although when you're young, you think your parents know everything, they don't, so you gotta be more patient with them. I also wish my 18-year-old self knew that it is okay to fuck up. It is okay to make mistakes. Making mistakes is part of the human experience. Without mistakes, there would be no learning and no growth. Lastly, I would give my 18-year-old self a big hug and a pat on the back, because I think waking up and trying your best every single day is a victory in itself. There's truly nothing like being a teenage girl, and you don't really understand that until you live it, and it's such a special time, so definitely bask in that and just enjoy it while you can, and don't be in a rush to grow up.
Okay, so I'm gonna put y'all on to 3 things I wish I knew before I turned 18. In honor of me turning 21 in a week, I want to help some people who are either turning 18 or past 18, and maybe you just don't know this yet, but let me help somebody real quick. Number 1, I wish I knew there was more than college after high school. So outside of college, you have stuff like estheticians, you have trade schools. You can learn this stuff online. Now, I'm not saying go learn how to be a doctor online, but I am saying there are a lot of different ways to get into career paths now. For example, tech. There's a lot of people who are learning how to do tech through Google programs. They have programs and stuff. Other industries, from beauty to, there's somebody who needs to make these pictures that we have on our walls. It's so many different careers than doctor, lawyer, and the basic stuff in college. Therapist, Oh, this one, number 2. I wish I would have started a LLC straight out of high school. Honestly, this is something I wish I did before graduate. You don't need to be 20, 18 to do this, but start an LLC, start a business. You don't gotta make lip glosses, you don't gotta make cars, you don't gotta do none of that, but start a business, because there's so many things you can do under that LLC. For example, you can get a car under your business name. That way you don't have to worry about your personal credit, all that. There's more steps to it, but that's one thing. You can get business funding, so that way if you don't want to go to college, you can start that business and get funding from banks because you started up the LLC and you built the business credit, all that. So that's a gem. If y'all want to know more about that, let me know. Number 3, this one hits home for me, okay? Because I've been in this for years. I knew about brand deals sooner. Now, I knew a little something because my sisters, my family's in social media, so I knew a little something, but I know nothing for real, the money, okay? More specifically UGC, because with influencing it's a whole bunch of extra stuff, but when it comes to UGC, you don't have to have social media, you don't have to have you don't have to have none of that. You literally can just have a portfolio, know how to pitch, know how to talk to brands, and make you some money. But yeah, those are the 3 things. Let me know if I should go more into detail. I can make a YouTube video, or I could just do another TikTok. But yeah, please, if you're 18, 20, however old you are right now, these are things that are very important that I wish I knew before, that I know now, that I'm dang, I could be doing a lot more right now if I knew about this stuff. So yeah.
I took my net worth from negative 15K to over 100K so far in my 20s, and if I could give my 18-year-old self one piece of money advice, here's what it would be. You're never going to out-earn the need for a budget in your 20s. I've talked to so many people in their late 20s who make a really good amount of money and still have trouble getting ahead financially, or still find themselves in a not so great financial position, because we're taught that being on a budget is bad and restrictive, and that if you work really hard to get a good paying job, you should be able to just live your life with your money on the back burner. And yes, money shouldn't get in the way of you living your life, but it will probably always need to be a priority for you, and you will always need to be intentional about where your money's going.
As I'm almost 28 years old, this is what I would tell my 18-year-old self. Work on your deen now. If you want to learn Arabic, learn Quran, do it now. Allah has a plan for you, and He planned everything the perfect way. And you will find your man, you will find your nasib. You will find the best man for you on this earth. But you will find him only when Allah planned it. So never rush it and stop overthinking about this. You are young, and at this age, your priorities should be your deen and education. Because once you get married, because you will get married, and especially after you have kids, you won't have as much time for yourself. So if you want to be a successful person, if you want to be successful in religion, if you want to worship Allah, if you want to get a good job, you have to do it right now when you are young. Okay?
Here are 18 things that I learned from being 18 as a fresh 19-year-old. Number 1. Stay away from people that make you feel left out or like bad about yourself. They are not worth your time. Don't let a boy get in the way of your personal success. By the way, a guy that actually cares about you won't get in the way of your personal success. There's a really strong benefit to having friends with the same goal as you. If you have friends with different goals than you, you're probably going to end up more likely with their goals. Enjoy your own company and time that you spend by yourself. You're going to be more lonely than you ever have when you're entering adulthood, and you're going to need to know how to cope with that and maybe even lean into it and enjoy it. It is not your job to read people's minds. If someone has a problem with you, they can tell you themselves. You're not a mind reader. You've never been a mind reader, and you're never going to be a mind reader. They can be an adult as well and tell you what they want you to know. Apologize only when you know that you were wrong. Don't be that pushover that apologizes for everything, but also don't hesitate to apologize when you know you could have done better. Be proactive in your relationships with bosses, professors, and other people of authority. If you need help from them one day, or slack or grace on something that you messed up on, you're going to need to rely on the relationship that you had with them before that moment for them to decide on what to give you. So if you have a good record with them, they're going to want to give you more of what you want. Make space in the conversations for quiet people. If you're an extrovert, just learn how to make space for people. If you notice someone's been trying to say something for a couple minutes and no one's giving them a time of day, you should be the one to be like, oh, sorry, I think they said something. It's that easy. Add something to every group that you walk into. Be helpful in the situations that you enter. Create value where your presence is, and people will start to want you around in all spaces. If you start to carry a full water bottle, you'll start to drink it. Competitive friends are not your friends. Make time and space for the things that you enjoy doing and your hobbies. It is so important to stay creative and happy, and to do things that help you unwind instead of things that are 100% productive 100% of the time. Don't be afraid to reach out and make friends with that person. It's totally fine if you're nervous, but if you see someone all the time that looks really cool in like one of your classes or at work, you should try to reach out to them. The worst they can do is tell you they don't really want a new friend right now, but that's probably not going to happen. Looking good is worth the extra time of waking up early to get ready. When you look good, you feel good, and it makes a difference in your day. Start writing in a journal. The quality of your friends matters so much more than the amount of friends that you have, and I know a ton of people talk about this all the time, but I didn't get it into my head until this year, so learn from my mistakes and pick better friends instead of more friends. Regularly check in with your friends. It's nice to keep in contact with people, even if you don't see them all the time. Last but not least, do things that make your future self happy. Do things that your future self would thank you for. This can apply to anything from productivity to money spending to relationships and friendships. If one day it means not lashing out at that person because you don't want to deal with the consequences of doing that, and another day it means not spending the extra $300 on a shopping trip, that's what that means. For me, it applies to procrastination because I always wait till the last minute to do stuff, but I know that the last minute version of me is not going to be happy about that, and I always do the work on time. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and happy birthday to me! Turning 20 in two weeks, which is actually insane. My 19th year on this earth was the most crazy, transformative year of my life, so I'm gonna make a video giving you guys advice. If you're turning 19, if you're 18, soon to be 19, whatever. These things I say might sound very cliche, but I literally cannot stress them enough. Starting off with a very cliche one. Everything will be okay. I promise you, everything will be okay. Whatever you're going through in this moment, I promise you, it will be okay. You will get through it. In a similar theme, if you're having a bad day, bad week, bad month, it will pass, and it sucks in the moment, but you just need to remember it will pass. You will get through it. It's fine. Next thing is that discipline is truly the highest form of self-love. If you are consistent, life will just feel amazing. Constantly feel good about yourself. You need to practice discipline. Like, girl, please. You're a big girl now. You have to get over yourself and stop making excuses about everything. Say yes to everything. Say yes to all the plans. Do the things that scare you. It's gonna be a good time or a good story. So just do it. You have to do difficult things to grow as a person. Do everything for your younger self. Always think about your younger self and how she would want you to be happy. Your friends and family are so much more important than any boy. Like, get a grip. Your friends, your family. But also, I promise you, you don't need to hate men because there are a lot of good ones. I know, it seems crazy, but there are.
The most important thing I wish I could tell to my 18-year-old self is do things for yourself. If you want to lose weight, do it for yourself, not so other girls or boys will like you. If you want to make money and get rich, do it so you will be proud of yourself, not your parents. Make your motivation internal. That's the strongest one. If your motivation is external, at some point you're just gonna lose it. You're gonna get disappointed in yourself. You're gonna lose faith. You don't need that. If you want to get some more pieces of advice that I would give to my 18-year-old self, please let me know. Like this video, comment on this video, follow me. See you in the next videos. It was Anna, your favorite life coach. Have a great day. Bye.
Someone asked me today what advice I'd give to myself but 10 years ago, and I feel like I had some nuggets of wisdom to share. So I'm gonna tell you what I told them. So if you're 19 or you're younger, listen up. This could be controversial, but I genuinely don't think that you should date anyone when you're 19. No relationship that you get into when you're 19 will be worth it. I promise you. I promise you. Sleep around if you want to, figure out what you like, but don't get into a committed relationship. You have so much more time to do that. Don't buy into skincare trends. And I know it can be really hard, especially in this like consumerist day and age that we're in. But if you're 19, hell, if you're fucking 25, you don't need retinols and retinoids, okay? Simplicity is best. Cleanse, wear sunscreen, find a good moisturizer that works, and worry about all this like heavy skincare stuff later on in your 20s. If it's feasible, start saving a portion of your income now. It doesn't have to be $1,000 a week, it doesn't have to be $500 a week, it doesn't even have to be $100 a week. Just start saving something small that you don't touch. Don't feel pressured to be a certain place at a certain time. No one knows what they're doing, and I'm convinced everyone is just winging it. Don't worry about trying to find a label for yourself or for your identity or for your sexuality. Like, it's okay to experiment and to try a bunch of things. You don't need to label or put yourself into a box at any age, but especially at this age, you're so young. Biggest piece of advice I would give my younger self is to have fun. Don't take life too seriously. If you're at uni and you're having a shit time, take a sem off, take a year off, travel if you can, do a bunch of jobs, do a bunch of internships. You don't need to be tied down to any one single career, person, passion right now. You have your whole 20s to explore so many different avenues, and you will, trust me, you will. Life feels so serious when you're 19, and I promise you, it's not.
Hey guys, Rashia Nicole here. So this message is for all of my young ladies between the ages of 18 and roughly 25-ish, okay? So I have a 22-year-old daughter, and she and I went shopping. We brought her friend along. Her friend asked me, Mrs. Parker, can you please give me some advice? Like, what type of advice would you give a 22-year-old about life? I said, sit on down, honey. I got it for you. So some of the things that I shared with her, this ended up being like a 2-hour conversation throughout our trip. However, I'm going to share some of the pointers with you as a professional business owner, woman, and a person who is in school for clinical mental health counseling. I'm going to give you some advice that could probably help you out. So here we go. Number one, the biggest or one of the most important pieces of advice I can give you is obtain some type of education. Now, it doesn't have to be formal education. If you don't want to do a 4-year college, then that's not your thing, don't worry about it. But what I do want you to do is go get some type of skills training. So if you don't go to a 4-year university, or even if you don't decide to go to a community college, go and get some type of formal training. There are so many ways to be educated out here and to obtain education, certifications, certificates on different skills. There's so many ways to get it out here, but definitely get it. The time is now. And when I tell you the technical field is it, So if you are even remotely interested in that, please go get you some type of education or skill. People can do what they want, but one thing they can't take from you is your knowledge, okay? When you know different, you move different, and you do it because you can. So education definitely puts you a step above the rest. Don't listen to nobody who tell you it doesn't. The next piece of advice I can give you, don't waste your time with unfruitful things, people, or habits. So unfruitful things, people, or habits. If you know that you are messing around, or you done seen the red flags of these things or people or habits that you know is not going to progress you, don't even waste your time with it. Time is not on our side. If you ask somebody my age right now, if they could go back and tell their younger 22-year-old self some advice, I can guarantee you it's going to be a thing, it's going to be a person, or it's going to be a habit that they're going to want to break, okay? So don't even waste your time with those things. When you see the red flags, run. Just go ahead and be done with it. I could do a whole dissertation on that, but we'll keep going. The third piece of advice that I can give you, make smart financial decisions. Guys, poverty runs deep, all right? And not only runs deep in our pockets, but it runs deep in our minds. So poverty has the ability to impact generations and generations and generations. So what you want to do is break the chains of poverty now. Start making smart financial decisions right now. And what that means is, just because everybody got a Gucci bag or a Louis bag, don't sit up here and try to blow your refund checks on how to go get you one. Don't sit up here and jump on the next scam or the scheme because such and such got away with it. Don't do that. Make smart financial decisions now. Take care of your credit now. Just because you're 18 does not mean you need to have bad credit. It doesn't. Start to establish that now. If you need help, or if you want to learn how to grow and establish your credit, I do a lot of mentoring. I've been mentoring for well over 10 years now. So I know how to at least help usher you into the financial space that'll give you that base education on what it is to have a bank account, a credit card, a debit account, how to use those things and maintain those things. Hit me up if you need the help. Just drop it in the inbox or the comment section. The next piece of advice that I have for you is find a mentor. I just told you guys I have a mentoring organization for young ladies between the ages of 12 to 17. It's called Girls Destined for Greater Mentoring Group. We have a nonprofit organization called the Happy Confident Future Foundation. Listen, if you don't join me, find yourself a mentor. And this mentor needs to be somebody that you can look up to. If they're doing good for themselves in life and they're doing legal stuff, if they are in a type of career that you want to be in, connect yourself to them, network with them, let them know like, hey, I'm young and I aspire to be where you are. I would love to be your mentee if you're willing to take on a mentor. Get to know these people. Having a mentor can definitely change your life because they can show you the ropes and they can help you avoid some of the mistakes that they may have made on their climb up. So get a mentor. Again, if you need a mentor, talk to me. All right. Last but certainly not least, I need you to heal. All right. And I know you're young, but I need you to heal. And not only do I need you to heal spiritually, but I need you to heal physically. All right. Healing is about it's a two-way path. So you can heal internally and externally. The healing part on the inside is the trauma, the things that you've gone through, the things that bother you that you don't talk to nobody about, the things that keep you up at night and you thinking about those things that make your heart ache when you think about it. Let's get you in therapy. Let's get you a counselor. Let's start to heal and go through that. If you are a spiritual person, let's learn how to pray, connect to God, talk to God. You got to heal that inner part. The next part, I need you to heal physically. Now, when you're young, you can eat all the hot Cheetos and the flaming hots and the drinking and all of that, and you think it won't catch up with you. Baby, I can guarantee you that it does. So what you put inside your body eventually comes outside of your body, all right? So when you take care of your body, give yourself the water, the nutrients, the things that you need to be physically healthy, you go a lot further. So those are just my quick 5 tips that I have for you. Share this with a young lady if you think she could benefit from them. And And if you want me to drop some more, let me know, because baby, once I sat down and thought about it, we had a whole conversation with a whole bunch of stuff that we covered. So if you like these tips and you want some more, let me know. I am more than happy to help. Talk to you soon. Bye.